Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Digital Experience team. This is our iteration demo release video. We'll go over what we worked on for the last 2-week period. Today is Thursday, March 24th. And up first, we have Lauren.
All right. So this iteration worked on removing unused assets from the www repo. I found a script, used it, ran it for 48 hours, and it found 155 images. So did that, but there's going to be another iteration where you make that a lot more efficient because we can't run scripts for that long. Changed some H1 headings on, I believe it was the topics template. Added a couple of child topic pages, and I will share those right. Yeah, is that the one? No, it's that one. Okay. And let's see, we hadn't had child topic pages yet, so kind of built that functionality in, and these were built by Val. So just kind of helping her out, got those on there. So now we can have other child pages, maybe in our solutions or topics, which is cool. Assisted in page depreciation redirects. I think Tyler actually did most of that. I was assigned on to it. And then the other one was Null. And the last thing I'm working on is getting the GL website group depreciate or taking me like off of it. I realized I was the only one in the GL website group. So every community contribution to www was getting pinged and I was the only one. So fixing that, we started a GitLab -com community group. John's going to lead it. We got 3 other people in there, and updating the triage bot. So that will be really awesome for our community contributors. And I will pass it over to Tyler. His camera is off.
Yeah, I'm eating mac and cheese, but I'll turn on for this. It's hard to track. Like, I ended up getting pulled into like a bunch of different stuff, but at a high level, a lot of it was like Barker said, like I did a lot of the page deprecation for the stuff that's going away. We just like 404'd a bunch of pages. I helped Hannah do that. I pitched in on the customer case studies landing page for a couple of days while Megan was out, and then honestly just like bits and pieces here and there, like every other day. Like there was not like a single like task that I completed that was just me, so I don't have a ton else to talk about for release, but you all know what I did. You were there. Up next is Nathan.
I spent most maybe half the iteration working on the nav. I got it in a pretty good place, and then we just made a couple changes from hover to click. And I did that right before this meeting, so unfortunately I can't share it, but I'll share it after and you can take a look. It'll be on the refresh branch once it's merged in. And then added some data attributes back to the nav. They were just missing on some of the, I guess there's 2 repos for the nav, so just making sure it was aligned. And then there's an issue last night incident where Marketo form was getting displayed 3 times on the sales page. So I fixed that. Hopefully we can figure out why it happened. I'm still not sure. And then a lot of merging, so getting the refresh branches updated, getting the main branches updated, and then pulling in the Laura slipper changes into the main repository or the refresh repository, and then adding some stuff to slippers. I think there were some colors for surface and a few other little things. So a lot of just like odds and ends, but yeah. Laura, I think you're next.
Yeah, thank you. I had a couple of SEO related issues from Hannah. One was for the 404 page. That one is code complete, but it was missing a page title, and the URL, canonical URL, was adding an extra trailing slash, which is an issue we had dealt with before. So fixing that for the 404 page is in review. Hannah's taking a look at it. And then a couple more homepage updates for the canonical URL. So those are merged. There was also, since we added the homepage to our new buyer experience repo, we have to kind of update the way that the release team does releases, because our homepage gets updated with releases. So I updated the documentation for the release team so that they are changing it in the correct repository now. And then finally, as Nathan mentioned, I added the kind of fresh coat of paint, new slippers, colors and confetti and styles into the slippers repository on the Refresh 2.0 branch, I think is what I called it, so that that could be pulled into the buyer experience repo. That's it for me. And next is Javi.
Thanks, Laura. This iteration, I added a navigation menu click revision thing, something that Dennis asked for me. So that's in our navigation. I created the drop-down component, and that's in our slippers, both main and refresh. There is a tabs menu component mobile regression, essentially just catching regressions that are happening. There's also another regression on the buyer's experience repository where Markdown wasn't being rendered into HTML. And so then I fixed that. There are some style things that were also being caught that I worked with Nathan at like, I don't know, like 9 p.m. on Friday night last week. I didn't do this. It's actually something that Nathan did. Import and refresh branch into buyer experience. So I don't think he said that, but he ended up doing that. And then today I'm releasing, running an experiment with Launch Darkly onto the refresh branch, not to our main, because we don't want that. That's it for me. Next person, we have Megan.
Hey, the only thing I was able to release in this sprint was an update to the FAQ page schema. It can now consume Markdown. If someone wants to add like a list or a link, it'll work now. But with all my days of out of the office, didn't get a chance to finish up the customers page, but it's pretty close. Thank you so much, Tyler, for contributing to that. But next up is John.
Thank you, Megan. I work implementing Husky for the hooks in the buyer experience repo. Also, I work in parallel the radio buttons in the slippers, and also I work on the features page, all this iteration. Let me show you this one. So this is what I have right now. It's a work in progress, but we now have the features page, not with all the content that the original has, but we have filtering. So we can filter by features. We can see what is missing. For example, here in plan, we have missing features. At the bottom of the page, you can see the animations, also what is missing. You can go back and filter again. You can filter if it's free. So you can see what is free here. These ones are gray because these ones are not free. This is the only one that is available on the free plan. And that's it. It's still a work in progress, but thank you very much to Tina for all the help. And next one is, let me check.
It's me, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my contributions for this iteration were all on the pricing page. I have been working on the migration for that one and also some content updates, which were requested in a separate MR to the pricing page, and a new component also for the carousel, which is one of the features that comes from the repo. And also big thanks to Megan. She had already worked on a base template for the pricing page. Let me show you how it's looking. So this is the already migrated pricing page, and I have added the features that come from the repo, such as this expanding lists with the tooltips, and this new FAQ behavior, which has all the questions being expandable, and this show all button, which opens all of them and then becomes this hide all button. And then for the mobile version, also this carousel, which can be switched either by dragging or by clicking these buttons over here. And that's it for me. Next one is Miguel.
Yes, this iteration, I have nothing to show. I'm still working on the issues that that I showed last time. I prioritized the analysis page, which we were waiting for the content, but I think that it's ready to be shipped this afternoon. And also I worked on some on the stages of that DevOps lifecycle page, which had a lot of work done by Daniel. And that one should be ready to be shipped soon also. And finally, the features comparison page. I'm working on the mobile design. And when that's done, I think it should be ready. And yeah, I think we are done.
I think I'm next.
Sorry.
No
Yes.
worries. Yeah. So I've worked on a bunch of little stuff this week, but the one big thing that is almost done, I'm just gonna use the information that Jam3 sent us today to kind of go over it. But we have the support page, which is pretty long and complicated. So I took a stab at making it easier to read and understand. So if you come kind of to the middle here, you choose whatever plan that you have and just get the information you need for your specific plan. And then everything else, all that kind of big information at the bottom of that page kind of just becomes an FAQ, and kind of what Miguel was just showing, I think it was Miguel, with the hide all, show all, plus and minuses, same idea with this FAQ here. And just a couple cards at the bottom for, let us know how we're doing, if there's anything else we can do for you kind of situation. And that's it for me. I think Tina's next.
Thanks. I'll share my screen. I've had a lot going on this sprint. The first thing that took priority was the jobs to be done templates for some of our IA refresh work. So this is, we've decided to templatize the solutions pages. So we've kind of tried to figure out how to do that by using the jobs to be done. I'm going to be completely honest, I couldn't have done this without Carrie and Jess's help, but it's my issue, so I will show it. So we have 2 templates for the solutions pages with some jobs to be done here and some examples. This is template 2 and a couple of examples of how each template could be used for specific sections. Example, company size, which would be like enterprise and SMB and startup, industry, which would be like finance and healthcare and things like that. So those are in the hands of Jam3 now to do their magic. I also did the jobs to be done templates for the features section, which is what John just showed. So it's funny because, we still did a jobs to be done. So we're kind of going backwards because the page is already in production, but we still wanted to deliver that to Jam3 just to see kind of what they could deliver, since this is also on, on their deck. And then a jobs to be done template for the single features page. So you'll notice if you really look at them, like a lot of these components are the same on the solutions page, on the features pages and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll make building these easier. And also during our squad meet yesterday, we said that it would be helpful if we start skinning these without assets, just so that engineers have something to work with. So I'll be improving this page with some of what we saw from Jam3 today, but this is an example of a single features page template using source code management as an example. So this is what it could look like. Something like this. There's a video. So this is using the jobs to be done template that we just looked at a little bit of our new brand. And just to show like this is what this current page is, just to show how different and awesome this website's going to look when we're done with it. Where's my sprint board? Did I get through everything? Home page, brag wall updates, that's blocked because when I logged into G2 to change the badges, I realized that I'd completely missed the winter badges and more in spring, but this is to update them for the winter badges. So I'm just waiting to hear from that. And I'm not sure where we are with this issue. Next is Carrie.
Yep, so I've been working on the Why GitLab page and the Get Started checklist. And I'll share my screen. So, yeah. So, so let's go to the Y page. So I've been able to put this into high fidelity. Similar to Tina, I've been trying to skin it as well, so that you guys have something to work for from. So that's the Y page. We also have I've been working on the jobs to be done for that as well. It's not as pretty, but there it's here. And then get started pages. I've also been working on the jobs to be done for that to eventually hand off to Jam 3, similar to Tina. And so we have kind of our templates here for different kind of checklists. They all kind of are the same template, just different jobs to be done for each user type. And then we have the higher fidelity that I've just been starting to work on. And that's it. Off to Dennis. I can stop
All
sharing.
right, for me, I've been working on visualizing data in Data Studio from Google Analytics. I'm going to kind of share one of the page that might be helpful to this team, which is health and diagnostic. So you just like select your device category, browser brand, and then filter for a page. And then it just show you some of the web vitals in terms of a scale and some definitions as well. I'll also have it in a table format that way you can kind of see it from an overview in terms of page performance. And then at the bottom, I also have like JavaScript errors, mainly for engineers if they want to take a peek at what's throwing a wrench in our system. And then, yeah, I'm still working through this. Still need to do a lot of formatting and making sure that it's pretty. But next week, I'm going to review it with Michael and Filza, and then I'll link it in the Slack channel for everyone else to provide feedback. Back to Lauren or Laura.
Yeah, I don't know how to end these things ever. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone, and we will see you next time.